The sunset visible from the Chicago high-rise window was more beautiful than usual. Lisa Johnson sat on the 32nd floor of her office, checking the numbers on her computer screen with a small sigh. She was calculating how much to send to her family this month. Checking the date on her smartphone, December 1st, 24 days until Christmas. Working late again? A voice came from behind her. Turning around, she saw her colleague Jennifer standing there, cradling a coffee cup in both hands. Outside the window, snow had begun to fall, with office lights reflecting off the snowflakes, making them sparkle. "Yes, just a little bit," Lisa answered with a smile. "This month is special, so I want to send a bit more." Jennifer sat down in the chair next to Lisa and glanced at her screen. A bank transfer page was open. The recipient was Margaret Johnson, Lisa's mother. The amount field showed $1,500. "Everything again?" Jennifer's voice held a hint of concern. "Are you keeping anything for yourself?" Lisa shrugged. "I'm fine. My living expenses aren't that high." That wasn't a lie. A modest studio apartment in Chicago's suburbs, an inexpensive supermarket within walking distance, buying only the bare minimum of clothes. Lisa's entire life was structured to maximize what she could send to her family. "You're going home for Christmas, right?" "That'll be nice," Jennifer said. Lisa's face brightened. "Yes, it's been 3 years. I was too busy to go back the last 2 years." In reality, she had used busyness as an excuse, but the truth was she couldn't afford the trip home. Her salary as a data analyst at an IT company wasn't bad, but after the monthly remittances to her mother Margaret and sister Emily, there was hardly anything left for her own savings. "That's wonderful. I only see my parents in the country once a year, but that time at home is always special." Lisa gazed out the window, recalling distant memories. Life in the small town of Ruston, Pennsylvania. It had been 10 years since her father passed away. When lung cancer took him, Lisa was in college. Medical bills and debt had bankrupted the family, and her mother struggled to make ends meet with a part-time job at a small grocery store. Her sister Emily was still in high school, dreaming of going to college. "I'll do anything for you both." The words her mother whispered at her father's grave still echoed in Lisa's ears. But it was Lisa who had engraved those words in her heart and acted on them. As soon as she graduated from college, she moved to Chicago seeking a better-paying job. From then on, she sent most of her income to her mother and sister without fail every month. Emily had successfully enrolled in a local college and was studying to become a nurse. Her mother's health wasn't great either, with back problems from years of physical labor. For Lisa, supporting them so they could live a little more comfortably was simply what she had to do. "Are you going to buy yourself something nice with your bonus this year?" Jennifer asked. Lisa smiled faintly. "Well, I'll think about it." In truth, she planned to send most of her bonus to her family as Christmas presents. Her reward to herself was the trip home after 3 years. After pressing the transfer button, a confirmation sound chimed from the banking app. December's remittance was complete. Plus, she'd sent an additional $500 as a Christmas bonus. Would it be enough for the new coat Emily wanted? And warm boots for her mother. Lisa smiled at the thought. "Want to grab some dinner on the way home?" "A new Thai place just opened," Jennifer invited. "Sorry, I'll pass today. My Christmas vacation starts tomorrow, so I need to prepare." The truth was, she wanted to save on dining out. Back at her apartment, there was leftover lasagna in the freezer. That would be enough. Before leaving the office, Lisa took out her smartphone and opened the family group chat. "My vacation starts tomorrow. I'll arrive as planned on the afternoon of the 23rd, looking forward to seeing you both," she typed and sent the message. Walking through the snowy streets of Chicago, Lisa imagined her homecoming. Christmas carols at the local church. The scent of her mother's apple pie. Watching Christmas movie marathons with Emily. Just thinking about it warmed her heart. Back at her apartment, Lisa pulled out a small carry-on suitcase and packed only the essentials. The gifts had already been shipped. In the corner of the room stood a small plastic Christmas tree adorned with inexpensive ornaments. While she was in the shower, her smartphone rang. Probably Emily replying. Drying her hair with a towel, Lisa picked up her phone and opened the group chat. The moment she saw the screen, her hand froze. Message from her mother, "Don't come home this year." And immediately after, a message from Emily, "We still need money. Keep working." Lisa clutched her smartphone, suddenly feeling tears streaming down her cheeks. Lisa checked her smartphone screen several times, harboring a faint hope that the words might disappear. But the cold message remained. There must be some mistake. With trembling fingers, she dialed her mother's number. After 3 rings, she heard her mother's voice. Margaret's voice lacked its usual warmth. "Mom, what's going on? I read the messages, but..." Lisa's voice shook, on the verge of tears. On the other end, Margaret sighed. "It's just as I said. Don't come this year. Emily's tuition is costing more than expected. And my back treatment, if you keep earning money in the city, that would be better for everyone. But my vacation has already been approved. I've booked tickets. You can cancel them, can't you?" Her mother's voice was cold. "Isn't family more important than work?" Those words stabbed Lisa's heart. Yes, family was everything. That's why she'd been sending most of her salary every month, cutting back on her own life. That's why she had been looking forward to going home after 3 years. "Can I talk to Emily?" Lisa asked in a small voice. "She's out right now. At a Christmas party with friends." The conversation with her mother didn't go any further. No matter what Lisa said, her mother said she was busy now, and hung up. Only the sound of snow tapping against the window echoed in the silent apartment. Lisa sat down on the sofa, hugging her knees. What had happened? Why had her family suddenly become so cold? Late at night, Lisa sent a message to her sister. "Emily, what's going on? If there's something troubling you, please talk to me." The reply came the next morning, simple and direct, "Everything's fine. We just need money right now. You understand, don't you?" She didn't understand at all. Lisa called her company to request a postponement of her vacation. HR was understanding, and she could work until after New Year's. The pay rate would be double for the Christmas period. If money was what her mother and sister needed, as they said, she had no choice but to earn it. That afternoon, on her way to the office, Lisa called Jennifer. She couldn't tell her everything, but she needed to talk to someone before her heart burst. "Your family refused to let you visit? You're kidding." Jennifer's voice was mixed with anger. "I know how much you send them every month. And they say I need more money? That's strange, isn't it?" Lisa said quietly. "Strange? It's more than that. Lisa, you've sacrificed your own life to support your family. No new clothes, no vacations, not even dating, all for your family. And yet they must really be struggling," Lisa weakly argued. "Emily's tuition might have gone up." Jennifer was silent for a moment. "Do you really believe that?" Lisa couldn't answer. Deep down, she felt something was wrong. But the thought of doubting her family was unacceptable. After their father died, the 3 of them had supported each other. That was everything. At the office, Lisa threw herself into work more diligently than usual. Burying herself in numbers and graphs was a way to escape the pain in her heart. Her boss, Michael, noticed and placed a hand on her shoulder. "Are you okay? Aren't you taking Christmas vacation?" "My plans changed," Lisa replied. "Family circumstances." "I see. But don't push yourself too hard. You're a treasure to this company. Lisa smiled, though her eyes were moist. Thank you. That night, back at her apartment, Lisa stared at the small Christmas tree. Questions kept coming to mind. Why were her mother and Emily acting this way? Was something serious happening? Or... Lisa didn't want to think about it, but Jennifer's words wouldn't leave her head. Was she really just being used by her family? The phone rang. It was her mother. Lisa, have you decided yet? Did you cancel your vacation? Margaret's voice sounded urgent. Yes, I canceled it. I'll be working through Christmas and New Year's, Lisa answered quietly. Good. That really helps. I love you, daughter. I love you too, Lisa responded automatically. After hanging up, a feeling of emptiness spread within her. Never had the word love felt so hollow. The next day, Lisa opened her online banking and transferred an additional $1,000 to her mother's account. With the note, Christmas present. I hope this helps a little, she whispered softly. When the transfer completion notification appeared, a tear streaked down Lisa's cheek. She wanted to believe in her family. She wanted to believe this was just a temporary hardship. But somewhere in her heart, she feared the truth. That night, lying in bed, Lisa checked her sister's social media on her smartphone. If Emily had posted recently, there might be some clues. And the moment she saw the latest post displayed on the screen, Lisa's heart froze. On Emily's social media page was a photo at an upscale restaurant. On the table was an extravagant seafood platter, champagne glasses, and, what caught Lisa's eye, a cream-colored handbag visible at the edge of the table. It was from a famous brand and would cost at least $2,000. The post date was the day after Lisa's last remittance. With trembling fingers, Lisa scrolled through the screen. More photos appeared one after another. New boots, cocktail parties, a weekend spa trip, all posted within the last few months. The nursing school tuition. Lisa murmured. Had Emily been lying about needing money for nursing school tuition? She scrolled back to older posts. 6 months ago, Emily had posted that she was taking a break from school to find herself on a journey. The photo showed a suitcase and travel tickets. Disturbed, Lisa also checked photos where Emily was tagged. There, she discovered posts from her mother, Margaret. Gathering her courage, she opened her mother's page, and what she found was astonishing. New kitchen appliances. Finally completed the long-awaited remodel, posted 3 months ago. Treatments at a luxury spa. I deserve a treat too, the comment read. A new car. It's small but just right for me, from a post last year. That a small car was a much more luxurious model than what Lisa was currently driving. All the posts concentrated right after Lisa's money transfers. The small Christmas tree in the corner of the room now seemed bitterly ironic. Lisa put down her smartphone and stared out the window. Chicago's night view was coldly beautiful, as frozen as her heart. 3 years. 3 years of living frugally, sacrificing her own dreams, devoting everything to her family. During that time, her mother and Emily had been living luxuriously on her money. Lisa realized she had been a complete fool. The next morning, Lisa walked to the office with heavy steps. Normally careful about her spending at coffee shops, today she ordered an expensive latte without a second thought. I need something for myself too, the bitter thought crossed her mind. When she reached the office, Michael stopped her. Lisa, got a minute? He led her to a meeting room. There sat Deborah from HR and Robert Curtis, the company's CEO. Lisa's heart skipped a beat. Was she being fired right before Christmas? Don't worry, Michael smiled. It's good news. Lisa, the CEO said, your leadership of the data analysis team has been outstanding. Over the past 3 months, your projects have brought significant profits to the company. We've decided to promote you to assistant director. Your salary will be triple what it is now. Lisa was speechless. Triple. Yes, plus annual bonuses, Deborah said. Effective January. You've more than earned it, Michael patted her shoulder. Congratulations. Back at her desk, Jennifer bombarded her with questions. Lisa shared the news, and her friend let out a cry of joy. However, behind her smile, Lisa's heart was making a decision. We need to celebrate, Jennifer said. Let's go for drinks tonight. Sorry, I have something important to do tonight. Jennifer looked at her worriedly. Family stuff? Lisa nodded. There's one last thing I need to do. That night, back at her apartment, Lisa booted up her desktop computer. The webcam captured her tired face. Taking a deep breath, she pressed the record button. Hello, Mom, Emily, she began calmly. If you're watching this, it means you've realized I'm no longer going to do as you say. Lisa paused briefly. 3 years ago, after Dad died, we promised to support each other. To keep that promise, I came to Chicago and continued to send most of my salary every month. I hardly kept anything for myself. But I thought that was natural because it was for family. She displayed screenshots of Emily's and her mother's social media posts on the screen. These are things you bought with the money I sent you, aren't they? Emily, I know you're not attending nursing school. You took a break 6 months ago. Mom, I wonder if your back treatment was really necessary at all. Lisa's voice was shaking, but full of determination. I was just an ATM to you both, not a real family member. She laughed softly. Actually, I got some good news today. I've been promoted. My salary will be triple what it is now. But I don't plan to live frugally and send it all to you like before. It's over. Lisa took a deep breath and continued. I don't know if you loved me or just wanted my money. But I will say this, real family doesn't sacrifice each other. They support each other and share joy. She couldn't hold back her tears. The money I've sent until now, you don't need to return it. It was proof of my love. But from now on, things will be different. I'm going to live my own life. You live yours. Finally, she smiled. If you truly love me, don't talk about money. Just say you want to see me. As a real family. Lisa ended the recording and edited the video. The title was, To My Real Family. Without hesitation, she sent the video to the family group chat. The moment she pressed send, Lisa felt a weight lift from her chest. The burden of 3 years of lies and sacrifice disappeared. She lay down on her apartment bed, staring at the ceiling. Silent tears streamed down her cheeks. A sense of liberation and loss washed over her simultaneously. 5 minutes later, her phone started ringing. It was her mother. Lisa didn't answer. Soon Emily was calling too. She ignored that as well. Text messages started pouring in. Lisa, that's not true. Let me explain. Please, answer the phone. Lisa set her phone to silent mode and walked to her closet. There sat a small suitcase. She was about to take a real vacation. Jennifer had invited her to her cabin. Her first vacation for herself. The phone kept ringing. Lisa's smartphone screen displayed dozens of missed calls and messages from her mother and sister. Jennifer's snow-covered cabin stood in the woods of Wisconsin. The view from the window was like a postcard, and Lisa, holding a cup of hot chocolate, sat in front of the fireplace feeling truly at peace for the first time. How are you feeling? Jennifer sat next to Lisa. Beside her was her fiancé, Jason. Strangely liberated, Lisa answered quietly. But still sad. Of course, Jennifer squeezed her friend's hand. It feels like you've lost your family. For 3 days, Lisa hadn't checked her phone. She didn't want to know. But she also knew that eventually, she would have to face reality. Want to look? Jason gently asked. Whatever happens, we're here for you. Lisa nodded and turned on her smartphone with trembling hands. As the screen lit up, notifications flooded in like a tidal wave. Over 100 missed calls. Countless text messages. More than 20 voicemails. That's a lot, Jennifer sighed. Lisa opened the most recent message. It was from her mother. Lisa, please. Listen to me. We love you. Come home right away. We'll explain everything. Emily's messages were similar. Words asking for forgiveness and explanations. But none of them started with, "It's not about the money." They had ignored the final words of her video message. Just as I thought, Lisa smiled bitterly. Jason placed his hand on her shoulder. If you need more time, you can stay here longer. My dad and mom are happy to have you. Jason's parents, Martha and George, had welcomed Lisa warmly. Despite meeting her for the first time, they treated her like family they'd known for years. There was not a hint of expecting anything in return in their attitude. Thank you, Lisa smiled. But I need to face this someday. To move forward. On Christmas Eve, Lisa enjoyed a warm meal with Jason's family. Homemade roast turkey, casserole, and Martha's special apple pie. Surrounded by family laughter and kindness, Lisa felt what it meant to be a true family for the first time in a long while. However, that peaceful time didn't last long. Lisa's smartphone rang, and the screen displayed the name of her apartment manager. Hello? Ms. Johnson, I'm sorry. There are two women standing in front of your apartment. They say they're your mother and sister. They seem quite distraught. Lisa's heart jumped. Thank you, Bill. I'll be back tomorrow, could you please tell them that? After hanging up, everyone in the room looked at her. My mother and sister are at my apartment, Lisa explained. We respect your decision, George said. But with family issues, it's often better to resolve them sooner rather than later. Martha nodded. You can stay here until your heart heals. But if left unresolved, it will continue to haunt you. The next morning, Lisa returned to Chicago in Jason's car. Jennifer came along. I won't leave you alone, she said. When they arrived at the apartment, Lisa saw two figures sitting on a bench by the entrance. Margaret and Emily. In the snow, they sat wrapped in coats, looking tired. When they saw Lisa, they both jumped to their feet. Lisa, her mother cried out. There was genuine relief in her voice. Let's go inside, Lisa said calmly, trying not to show emotion. The apartment was cold. While Lisa turned on the heating and made coffee, the four sat in heavy silence. Jennifer sat next to Lisa, linking arms with her in support. Explain, Lisa finally said. Why did you treat me like an ATM? Margaret and Emily exchanged glances. For the first time, Lisa saw genuine shame and regret on their faces. It wasn't like that at first, Margaret began. The money you sent was really needed. For Emily's tuition. But I started going to parties, Emily took over. My friends were all wearing nice clothes, going to fancy restaurants. I wanted to fit in. So I started using money that should have been kept for tuition. So you quit school? Lisa's voice was tense. Emily nodded. I was stupid. But once I started, I couldn't stop. Same with me, Margaret said. The first time I bought something luxurious with your money, I felt guilty. But I thought I needed something nice too, and then it just escalated. Why did you lie to me? Lisa's voice trembled. Why did you tell me not to come home for Christmas? Because we thought everything would be exposed if you came, Margaret lowered her face. The house is filled with things we bought with your money. Emily's closet is full of designer clothes, my new car. That's cowardly, Lisa said quietly. Have you ever thought about how hard I've worked every month? A heavy silence fell over the room. Lisa, Margaret said tearfully, I'm not asking for forgiveness. But I've calculated all the money you've sent. I'll pay it back. Lisa laughed coldly. 3 years' worth? How much is it? $87,523, Emily answered immediately. Lisa was surprised by the exact figure. They had really calculated it. We're planning to sell our house, Margaret continued. To pay you back. Sell the house? Lisa asked incredulously. Yes, Margaret nodded. You're right. We used you. We weren't a real family. But from now on, it will be different. We want to start over. Lisa looked at Jennifer. Her friend gave a small nod. It's your decision, her eyes seemed to say. You don't need to sell the house, Lisa finally said. I don't want the money. I just want a real family relationship. Emily broke down crying. I've found a job. I'm planning to go back to school. I'll earn my own money. I've started cutting back too, Margaret added. I sold all the luxury items. So I can pay back at least some of the money you sent. Lisa took a deep breath. The anger and sadness were still in her heart, but at the same time, she could see their genuine remorse. Starting over won't be easy, Lisa said quietly. Trust, once broken, takes time to rebuild. We have time, Margaret replied. If you'll forgive us. Lisa looked out the window. Snow continued to fall quietly. The lights of Chicago reflected off the snowflakes, looking like small beacons of hope. I can't answer right now, Lisa said honestly. I need time to think. Margaret and Emily nodded. Disappointment showed on their faces, but there was understanding too. We'll give you all the time you need, Margaret said as she stood up. Just remember. You're our daughter and sister. We love you, not your money. After they left, silence returned to the apartment. Jennifer sat next to Lisa, quietly holding her hand. What will you do now? Lisa smiled. Honestly, I don't know. But for the first time, I'm going to decide for myself. She stood up and walked to the small Christmas tree. She placed a small present there. It was from Jason. Tomorrow, I'm going to spend Christmas with Jason's family. And after that, I'll take it one step at a time. On a day in April, as spring sunlight brightly illuminated the streets of Chicago, Lisa was gazing out the large window of her office. From her new office as assistant director, she could see the sparkling blue waters of Lake Michigan. Thinking? Turning around, she saw Jason smiling. They had been dating for 3 months. After the Christmas incident, their relationship had naturally deepened. I was reading a letter from Mom, Lisa pointed to an envelope on her desk. Letters from Margaret arrived every 2 weeks. At first, they were short apologies, but gradually she began to write about her own life and thoughts. Emily had started working at a small local cafe and planned to return to nursing school in the fall, she wrote. How is it? Jason asked. Still complicated, Lisa answered honestly. But I feel like it's getting better little by little. After Christmas, Lisa had set strict conditions for her mother and sister. To be independent, and above all, to be honest. She still contacted and talked to them occasionally. But the financial support of the past was gone. It was better for everyone. Mom and Emily are coming to Chicago this weekend, Lisa said. Just a short visit, but I think it's good to start slowly. Jason took her hand. I'm proud of your decision. After lunch, Lisa met Jennifer at a cafe to discuss wedding preparations. When Jason proposed 3 weeks ago over dinner along the Chicago River, Lisa had answered yes, without hesitation. Have you decided on a wedding dress yet? Jennifer asked excitedly. Not yet, Lisa smiled. But I'd like something simple. She didn't avoid luxuries now. But they were planned and meaningful. She had come to know her own worth and to choose what she truly needed. Are you going to ask your mom to be your maid of honor? Lisa thought for a moment. I don't know yet. But I will invite them. It would take time to fully repair her relationship with her former family. But Lisa was now living her life on her own terms. Her heart felt lighter than before, and she smiled more often. That evening, Lisa had dinner with Jason's family. Martha and George welcomed her like a real daughter and offered to help with the wedding preparations. Don't worry about the money, George said. It's our daughter's wedding, after all. At those words, tears welled up in Lisa's eyes. This is what a real family was. A relationship bound by unconditional love, not money. At the same time, in the small town of Ruston, Margaret and Emily were having a modest dinner. On the table lay Lisa's wedding invitation. She's really going to be happy, Margaret said quietly. We need to change too, Emily replied with a serious expression. A long road lay ahead of them. But Lisa's courageous action had brought a new beginning for all of them. The night view of Chicago from the balcony of Lisa's apartment shone more beautifully than ever before. In Jason's arms, she felt for the first time that she had truly come home. She was no longer a victim. She had become a strong woman living her own life. And that was the greatest gift of all.